All right, back here on Inside Wrestling Radio, got Davey Richards on the phone with us today for our special interview. And also in the house today, as you know, we got Thomas Simpson. And Thomas, as everybody knows, has always got a lot to say about everything. Thomas, you got anything for Davey today?
Yeah, Davey, I booked Davey for the first time, I guess it was about 3 years ago maybe. And Davey was, I tell everybody, they ask about working with Davey Richards, and I tell everyone Davey Richards is the best bargain I ever got wrestling. We'd met a couple of times before, and I booked Davey against Kirby Mack, and I told Davey, I said, you know, y'all, about 20 minutes or so, and Davey said, no, I'm going 45, and it was hot. It was like July, wasn't it July 4th? I mean, sometime around that July 4th weekend, I think it was.
Yeah.
And he actually went 45 minutes.
Is that right?
He did, and I was like, I thought you were joking. He's like, no, I wasn't joking.
Well, he's
And it was one of the best matches I've ever
definitely.
booked. So I mean, and had. So yeah, it was wonderful. Thank you so much. And I have really enjoyed watching you go up the ladder at Ring of Honor. Who put together the American Wolves?
Excellent question.
I did actually. It was I want to be part of a tag team, and I really enjoyed my time when I used to tag with Rocky Romero. And I remember seeing Eddie Edwards at a show in New Jersey, and he had just shaven his head, and he was in really good shape. And I had known about him because I know he had spent time in the Noah dojo in Japan, and as I had, so I know he was, credible to say the least. And I always just thought he was the most underrated guy. I always thought him and Kenny Omega were the two most underrated guys out on the scene. And I kept pitching it to Gabe and kept pitching it to Gabe. I was like, man, we got to get me and this guy Eddie together. And finally Adam, we were in Nashville and for a Ring of Honor show, and he asked me, he's like, well, who do you want to work with next year? Because we're trying to put together stuff for next year. And I was like, man, there's this guy, Eddie Edwards. I'm telling you right now, if you give us a shot at the tag team, man, it'll really go somewhere. And we had our first tag together, actually not for Ring of Honor, but in a place called Wolverhampton, England. And that's where I got the name, that's where I got the idea for the name the American Wolves, because I'm a big British Bulldogs fan, and, we kind of pattern ourselves after them. And, I came up with, the Hunt is On thing, and, I don't want to say I did everything because, Eddie Edwards, as you guys already know, is just absolutely phenomenal. He's more than carried the weight, his end of the bargain. So, I just kind of came up with that. We kind of, every time me and Eddie go over to Japan, we get ourselves a new pair of tights made, and, me and Eddie, we flow really well because we have a natural style together. It's not one of those things where we have to sit and grind out ideas for an hour and a half. It's just kind of like, we'll just be thinking the same thing. So, I came up with the initial idea, but since then it's been pretty much 50-50.
There's no team in the business that in my opinion, that even comes close to touching y'all these days. At least not in the United States. There might be someone in Japan, but really, I mean, tag team wrestling has become a lost art in the last few years, and y'all are definitely the real, to me, the real kings of wrestling. But
I was going to touch on a little bit too, Davey. I was always more like tag team wrestling than I did single stuff, and that was basically what I did in most of my career. And like Thomas said, it's a shame that tag wrestling has gone away like it has. But the thing I like about Ring of Honor is that there are some good, strong tag teams there, and they focus strongly on you guys, and that's a good. Yeah. I think that's a good thing. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree. I mean, Ring of Honor, we have a lot. We have the Kings of Wrestling. We have the Briscoes. We have, the Young Bucks just came back, and me and Eddie. And to me, I've always liked teaming with Eddie more than doing singles. I mean, I enjoy doing singles, but to me, when me and Eddie won the tag team belts, that was, I was every bit as content with that as I ever would winning the singles world title. I mean, just because I think the American Wolves is something really special, and it's at the very least very special to me, and I think it has a lot to offer. I'm just glad we have a great tag division and we can showcase that instead of just kind of working with a bunch of guys that can't hang, so it ends up making us look bad. So I'm really proud to be part of the American Wolves, and definitely proud the American Wolves are part of Ring of Honor's tag division.
Well, like I said, you guys are just phenomenal, and I really enjoyed your match against each other as well as your tag stuff you've been doing. You just got a couple more minutes here, Davey. We want to talk about this retirement thing we've been hearing. What's the story on that?
So the whole retirement thing is I never planned to do wrestling in the very extreme long term. It's why I didn't take the developmental that WB's offered me and things like that, because you just can't. I mean, let's be honest. My two guys I look up to in wrestling, Benoit and Dynamite. They were breaking down, and one's in a wheelchair and one's dead. I don't want to end up like that.
Sure.
And I don't want to be. I never want to be the guy that people look back on and was like, man, he was so good for a while, and then he just became broken down. Like, I want to kind of get out on top. And also, I went through paramedic school. I'm going through paramedic school. I'm going to and doing the fire academy thing, and I'm in a fire academy that wants me to come in on the weekends, and I'm trying to get that changed right now. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get that to go into a different fire academy where I just have to go during the week so I can continue wrestling in 2011, because I really like to. Right. But I have to kind of wait and see how it goes. I can't give up the fire academy, if that's going to do what I do the rest of my life. But it's looking good, but hopefully I can work something out.
Gotcha. Well, listen. I would hate to see you leave. Like you are in your prime, and your matches are just phenomenal. And I just can't say enough good things about you. And that's an anomaly in today's business, as Thomas well knows as well. but you're doing an outstanding job. We got about 3 minutes left here, Davey. I think Thomas has got something he's about to die to say here.
Yeah, I've got some questions actually that I want to ask you, and I try to ask all my friends if we've got time to sit around and stuff. And I, unfortunately, because we live so far apart and you've been so busy and it's hard to get dates on you, haven't been able to book you. Who's the best person you've ever been in the ring with?
I don't know. Man, it's so hard to say. I would have to say someone like, in Japan, I would say someone like Liger, because he's just so good at drawing the crowd in. In the United States, there's so many good ones, man. There's so many guys that are just so good. For all the crap he gets, I think Austin Aries is really good. I would say Kenny Omega, actually. I think Kenny Omega is like the most underrated guy out there.
I did not know.
The boring answer is Bryan Danielson, because Bryan's so awesome, but everyone knows Bryan's awesome. So trying to spice up the interview a little bit, I would say Kenny Omega.
Okay, so should I book Kenny Omega sometime?
Yeah. Well. Good, yeah, you should, but good luck. He damn near lives in Japan nowadays.
Oh, really? Okay. So, you just got back from Japan last week, didn't you?
Yeah, he got back last week, and he's leaving this Thursday.
But weren't you in Japan last week?
I was in Japan, yeah, May 30th to June 14th.
Okay. So, nice. I did not know you had actually wrestled Jushin Liger.
Yeah, I did this year's Best of the Super Juniors for New Japan. It's looking like I'm going to be with New Japan for a while now.
Oh, fantastic.
And they brought me and had me, face Liger, and it was an experience to say the least.
Yeah, did you get to work my old friend Milano Collection AT?
No, he actually retired.
No kidding, I did not know that.
Yeah, no, it was just recently, and they didn't make a huge deal of it, so not many people know it. Yeah, he has I want to say back problems. So yeah, he got out.
Okay.
Well, Davey, listen, man, it's just been great having you on, and we're about out of time here. Before we get out of here, though, I want to give you an opportunity. You got any website presence out there? You got any big upcoming events you want to plug? Just go ahead and get that out there right away if you can.
Yeah, I have a website maintained by a phenomenal young lady named Melissa, who I like to publicly apologize for hardly ever responding to her emails. I'm terrible about that. So, Alyssa, if you're listening, I'm sorry. It's d-richards.net, and she does an awesome job with that. And the only events I like to plug is, Ring of Honor's coming to Louisville, and we're coming to St. Louis July 22nd and 23rd. And those shows, everyone knows Chicago shows are great, but I think those two are really going to be surprising. And August, we're coming to Virginia, and we're coming back to Charlotte, which some people don't know. I used to live in Charlotte for a little while, which Thomas knows. So I got kind of a soft spot for it, so I'll be looking to steal the show there, too. And
cool.
People should really come out and check out Ring of Honor, because I think, the Charlotte fans were awesome last time. Looking to have even a hotter show this time.
Very cool. I tell you what, Davey, if you get a little bit closer to South Carolina here, maybe we'll have you in the studio again in the future for another interview. You might be up for that?
Oh, I'd love to.
Very cool. Davey, man, I really do appreciate it. It was a thrill having you on, and best of luck to you in your future. Whatever you do, I'm sure you'll be great at, and we really appreciate you coming on Inside Wrestling Radio today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, man, take care and have a great rest of your career. That's going to do it for the interview section. Fans, we'll be right back to close the show out with Charlie and Thomas, Inside Wrestling Radio, coming back right back at you.